Welcome to Yatna Investment Academy. Today we are going to compare fixed deposits versus debt funds and find out which is a better investment avenue of the two. Fixed deposits and debt funds both are debt instruments and give similar returns. But taxation is something that sets apart these two investment avenues. Let's see how. In case of fixed deposits, your returns are directly added to your gross income and taxed according to your tax slab. Let's assume you invested 1 lakh rupees for 3 years at an annual interest rate of 9%. So over a period of 3 years, you will earn certain amount of interest on your investment. But even if you're not redeeming your investments and your interest earned is not in your hands yet, each year you have to get an interest certificate from the bank, add the interest to your gross income and pay taxes according to your tax slab. So on your total interest earned of 29,502.9 rupees over 3 years, the total tax that you would have to pay if you were in the tax bracket of 10% is 2,950.29 rupees. If you were in the tax bracket of 20%, the total tax you would have to pay is 5,900.58 rupees. And if you were in the tax bracket of 30%, your effective tax would be 8,850.87 rupees. Let's look at the taxation of debt funds. In case you redeem your debt fund investments within 3 years, the returns would be added to your gross income and taxed according to your tax slab. This is same as fixed deposits, okay? But if you hold on to your investments for more than 3 years, your returns would be taxed at 20% but after indexation. And in both these cases, you pay taxes only when you redeem your investments, not before that. Let us understand indexation with the help of an example. This example will also help us to compare our returns with fixed deposits. Let us assume that we had invested 1 lakh rupees in debt funds for 3 years, which ultimately gave us returns of about 9%. Now, indexation is a tax adjustment technique. It helps us to inflate our initial investment amount. And for that, we need a date of investment and a date of redemption. In this case, let us assume that we had invested 1 lakh rupees on 1st of April 2012 and we redeemed our investments on 1st of April 2015. Based on our date of investment and redemption, we can get the values of Cost Inflation Index. Cost Inflation Index or CII is an inflation index tool used to measure the rate of inflation in an economy. This index is a government index and is available on the income tax site. Our investment was done on 1st of April 2012. For that financial year, that is 2012 and 13, the cost inflation index was 852. And when we redeemed our investments, that is 1st of April 2015, the cost inflation index for the financial year 2015-16 was 1081. Now, if you divide cost inflation index in which you redeemed your investments by the cost inflation index in which you made your investments, you get a certain factor. This factor is to be multiplied by your initial investment. This will give you an inflation adjusted initial investment. Subtract this initial investment from your redemption amount and you will get a certain taxable figure. Now, this figure is taxed at 20% flat irrespective of your tax slab to arrive at your effective tax. And in this case, it is 524.58. Now, this is a negligible amount. If you compare this effective tax with tax that you had to pay in case you were in a tax bracket of 10% in case of a fixed deposit, comparatively, the amount is very less. Your post-tax returns in case of debt funds comes around 8.85%. And those in case of fixed deposit, if you were in the tax bracket of 10% is 8.1. In case you are in the tax bracket of 20%, it is 7.2. And in case you are in the tax bracket of 30%, your returns are just 6.3 as compared to your pre-tax returns of 9%. This is how indexation makes debt funds very tax efficient. Hope you now know which is a better investment avenue, fixed deposits or debt funds. Thanks for watching the video. Watch this space for more such topics. Until then, happy investing.